nigga, where your ass was at? The weakest motherfucking that nigga song still in there. You see him through that window? Nigga just got punching up, bro. Yeah. I was gonna say you might as well hop out to go there and do that shit. Right back.
Back in 2005, when Lil Lay killed Jarvis from ABM at the Sircon City party, the beef between Pocketown and Sircon was not as violent as it would later be. Some members were even cool with each other. The gangs even used to organize basketball matches between each other, where Sircon City came over into the pocket and played. Fights could happen from time to time between the gangs, especially when they played basketball, and in September 2006 it escalated and the war started. On September 22, 2006, Pocketown and Sircon City organized a basketball game against each other in Pocketown. Just like I mentioned earlier, there have been several matches between them, and it was common for fights to happen. However, that day it escalated. Kevin, Demetrius and 3 others from Sircon City came over to Pocketown to face 5 from the pocket in a basketball game with a bet of $200 for the winner. 3 of those who played for the pocket were Lil Lay, his brother King Rico, and Corey. However, there was never a winner in the game because it never had time to finish. A dispute between the 2 gangs erupted, which led to a fight. Shortly after the fight, someone from the pocket started letting off shots toward Demetrius from Sircon City. Demetrius, who had parked his car in the area, left the car and ran back towards Sircon City. The day after the basketball game, it would all escalate even more. Lil Lay was riding around in traffic when a member from Outlaw City ran up towards his car and shot him in his face. Lil Lay was instantly rushed to the hospital where he underwent surgery. Fortunately, Lil Lay survived the shooting but sadly lost sight of his left eye. However, he was really lucky that he survived the shot. The one who was rumored to shoot Lil Lay in the eye was a stone from Outlaw City called Lil Mo. He was basically a send-off, who Outlaw City gave another gun to and said he had to go and do it. Lil Mo is still alive and is rumored to have left the gang life behind him. Lil Lay brother King Rico came and visited him at the hospital where Lil Lay probably told what happened, and who it was that shot. Because the next day his brother would take revenge on Sircon City gangsters. On September 24, 2006, a day after Lil Lay was shot in the eye, his brother King Rico retaliated by killing Damien from Sircon City. Damian Kendricks was shot and killed in an alley near 76th and Dorchester in the Grand Crossing neighborhood on Chicago's south side. Witnesses said they saw 4 men with hoodies pulled over their heads running from the scene holding guns, according to police. Only one of the men named by witnesses, Rico Clark, was convicted of the crime and sentenced to 55 years in prison. The witnesses who pointed him out were Kevin and Demetrius from Sircon City gangsters. According to witnesses, 3 of the others who were at the scene when Damien was murdered were Bodie, Cello and Corey from Pocketown. A witness even claimed that Corey shot at the victim along with King Rico. However, somehow Corey was never convicted of the murder. Cello, Bodie, Corey, Lil Lay and King Rico were really the main ones from the pocket putting in work back in the day. Today, 3 of them is locked up for murder, 1 is coming out 2030 and 1 is dead. Demetrius from Sircon City seems to be a bit of a notorious snitch. However, I'm pretty sure Sircon City does not claim him anymore, provided they ever did. Years after Demetrius snitched on King Rico, Demetrius himself ended up in prison in 2016. In prison, he had a Terror Dome Stone, BBG, as cellmate.
How many
The
you got?
BBG member, whose real name was Dwight Boone Doty, boasted about him killing a 9-year-old boy,
Give it to me.
Tyshawn Lee, whose father was a very respected Kill Award GD. Demetrius recorded this conversation and further testified against him.
I just
The
need the
father of his
cards.
son who was killed allegedly took revenge on BBG.
Yeah.
I will talk more about this in another video. King Rico, who was sentenced to 55 years in prison, has still maintained his innocence all these years. It's always on my mind what I'm doing locked up, Clark told Injustice Watch during a phone call from prison. Because I had nothing to do with this. An Injustice Watch investigation found that the case against Clark included problems often seen in wrongful convictions, including allegations of police coercion, recanted witness statements, and inadequate defense. Even Lil Lay, who is now 33 years old today, claims his innocence, and which actually seems to be somewhat true. Back in 2009, Lil Lay and some younger Pocket Town members were in a shootout. The youngins would later all get arrested, but Lil Lay ended up taking the charges for them. The shorties got sentenced to 4 years each, while Lil Lay got sentenced to 24 years in prison on 2 counts of aggravated battery with a firearm. He got a consecutive 12-year sentence for each count and will be released in 2030. This is one of many reasons why Lil Lay is so respected in Pocket Town and on the east side as a whole.
I need the USBs.
Now we've got to one of Pocket Town's rival gangs, the Sircon City Gangsters. Just as I mentioned earlier, the Cirques also has a rich history. Sircon
you
City,
can use your cards.
also known as
Give me them
1400D,
USBs.
John O'World, Pharaoh Gang, Rob Lock, or Suto Way.
You can go punch your
All
shit
those
now. Your
names
shit
we
ready.
will get
You
into
go
a
scan.
little later in the story. Another name for Sircon City is OTS, which stands for Only the Cirques and is based on purebreds from the gangster Disciple Nation. However, back in the 70s, Sircon City were based as an independent alliance called Sircon Disciples, which today has died out. Today most members claim GD or OTS. Sircon's main area is 73rd and Dorchester, but the area they control ranges from 71st to 76th and Kenwood to Dorchester. What's interesting about the Sircon City Gangsters is that they hardly have any allies, at least not some gang worth mentioning. Many speculate if No Limit and Sircon are allies. They are not. They are cordial with each other and many members know each other, but they do not help each other. There are also groups within the gangs that absolutely do not like each other. Many shorties from No Limit have had conflicts with shorties from Sircon, which has been close to breaking out in full war between the gangs. However, older and more experienced members have managed to prevent something big to happen. As you have probably heard in several of G Herbo's songs, many in No Limit is GDK. Members like Mineski, Mally,
You gotta keep
Cairo,
third
and Herbo
eye. Once
himself
you
have
third
claimed
eye,
GDK,
exit out
even
and do
though
it
there are
again. Get
members
10
of
more.
No
Do it
Limit who
again.
claim
Get 10 more.
GD.
Do it again. Get 10
However,
more.
this is
Get
not
like
meant
100,
for
nigga.
Sircon, but rather Pocket Town, KTS and Lakeside. However, it is not very
Y'all niggas
popular
don't know
among
what
the
y'all
Sircon
doing.
members to hear No Limit claim it, and several shorties even claim it LMBK. It is more the older ones who do not care and keep it calm between the two.
They call me the punch guy.
who some claim were from the Pocket Town neighborhood, while other claims it was something internal since he was murdered in Sircon territory. The alleged killer
That
in the
nigga got
murder
the
of Layman
slingshot
was
out there.
actually arrested and sent to 65 years in prison. However, there is much to suggest that the convicted person is innocent after new DNA evidence as well as original witness statements. The police investigated the murder very quickly and searched for a person with the nickname Black and then found a person with that nickname, and the court convicted him of the murder despite 6 witnesses pointing to the opposite. Antonio Porter,